origins of the architect can be traced back to prehistory, where, in the trees, they probably hit upon the idea of protective cover from the elements. It was perhaps the architect, we'll call him Derek, that led the tribe from the trees to shelter in the comparative warmth of the cave. It was here that Derek conceived the idea of building his own cave, and so began the long and illustrious role of the architect species, designing and building ever more sophisticated structures, using the latest materials and tools in response to the ever-changing physical, social and political environment around them. Of course, while some buildings are widely regarded as being architectural icons, it is clear that they are far from being energy or thermally efficient. But then they are of their time, and that's all part of the evolutionary process. And so we reach the present day and consider the architect's future. How will they evolve to survive in a rapidly changing environment? Rising fuel costs against a backdrop of austerity, legislative demands to reduce building CO2 emissions to save the planet, and, not forgetting, the ever more demanding client, will lead the architect into thinking more about the fabric of the building, making it as efficient as possible. We can already see some of the architect species beginning to make changes, an example being the Regeneration Partnership in Devon, England. This subspecies are focusing on designing low-energy building solutions tailored to the needs of their clients. The Regens, as I like to call them, came about through interbreeding with environmental designers and building physicists to develop projects using passive house principles that have minimal environmental impact. Let's look at the passive house alongside a conventional dwelling. Think fabric first. Effectively, the passive house is a well-insulated and mechanically ventilated living or working space with very low heating costs, up to 80% less than a conventionally designed building. Well-placed solar solutions, including triple-glazed south-facing windows, provide almost all the energy required to warm this airtight home. Not forgetting the heat recaptured from the inhabitants. Good excuse for another winter party, perhaps. All in all, a comfortable place to reside all year round. Quiet, protected from external pollution, drafts, and with improved air quality within, all of which can be delivered at a cost similar to that of a conventional new dwelling. And the passive design needn't just be a simple box shape. There are some wonderful examples of diverse designs out there, many of which are civic buildings, all sitting comfortably in their landscapes. And so, despite the environmental pressures facing mankind, I'm pleased to report that the architects are set not only to survive, but lead others into creating a world where mankind demands less energy, enjoys a more comfortable living, saves money, and, ultimately, leaves a planet fit for our children, and our children's children, and our children's children's children, and their children. Well, you get the picture.